Have you ever felt like life's challenges were just these massive roadblocks, obstacles getting in the way of your actual story? Well, what if they aren't? What if all that struggle, that pain, that effort, what if that's not something you have to push through to start living? What if that is the very material, the building blocks of a life well lived? Let's really dig into that idea and see how embracing struggle can literally change everything.
I want you to picture a tiny paper boat. Someone folded it carefully and then just pushed it into a huge, swirling river. It has no map, no compass, not a clue where it's going, just the constant, relentless pull of the current. And I think we all know that feeling, right? Just being swept along, totally unsure, and for a long, long time, that little boat just drifts, feeling completely and utterly lost.
But here's the thing. This isn't really a story about a boat. It's a mirror. It's a reflection of our own journey through life's totally unpredictable waters. It's the story we all share, about being thrown into the deep end, facing storms we never saw coming, and then, somehow, discovering a strength we had no idea was even in us.
Just look at this transformation here. I mean, it's incredible. The boat starts out totally passive, a victim of the river, completely lost. Then, bam, crisis hits. It gets tangled up in some weeds, it's trapped, and the panic sets in. It feels like this is it, game over. But right there, in that moment of total despair, something amazing happens. It finds its agency. The boat literally tears a piece of itself off to make a sail, using its very own fabric to find a new direction. It goes from helpless to resourceful, and that is the blueprint for real growth.
So, the boat's journey, that shows us how to handle the outside world. But what about our inner world? What about the stuff we carry around inside of us? Imagine for a second that your mind is a garden. Now, if you don't tend to it, over time, it's going to get overgrown with stuff that doesn't belong there anymore, and it'll start choking out all the new life trying to grow.
You know, we're taught our whole lives that growth means getting more. More titles, more stuff, more commitments on the calendar. But real, meaningful growth, a lot of the time, it's an act of subtraction. It's kind of like a sculptor staring at a giant block of marble. The masterpiece isn't made by adding more stone, right? No, it's made by chipping away everything that isn't the masterpiece. That's what real progress is. It's weeding that inner garden and making space for what actually matters.
So, let me ask you this. Just take a second and be honest with yourself. What are the old identities, the outdated beliefs, the emotional weeds you're still watering every single day? What's taking up all that precious real estate in your life that no longer serves the person you are right now and the one you're trying to become? Letting go, it's not about erasing your past. It's about finally making room for your future.
And this brings us to a really powerful, maybe even kind of a radical idea. I call it the Symphony of Struggle. It's a whole new way of looking at our hardships. It's about seeing them not as these random, painful things that happen to us, but as the essential notes in the grand, beautiful composition of our lives. It's a shift from seeing pain as a disruption to seeing it as part of the score. And here's the most crucial part of this. Your life, it's a piece of music. The moments of pain, the moments of struggle, they aren't mistakes in the song. They are the song. Think about it. Without the low notes, without those moments of tension and dissonance, there's no complexity, there's no resolution, there's no beauty. The hard parts are what give the whole thing meaning. Just think about it this way. One single note played on a piano. It's just a sound, right? It doesn't really mean much on its own. But when you start arranging that note with other notes, when you create these sequences of tension and then release, you get music. You get a story. Your struggles are the individual notes in your life's symphony. Yeah, alone they might sound harsh or jarring, but when you put them all together, they create a masterpiece of resilience and strength. You have to remember this, especially when you're right in the thick of it. The pain you're feeling right now, the reason you feel like you just want to quit, that is the raw material that's becoming your future strength. You're not just getting through it, you're investing it. It's going to be the foundation for your victory down the road. So,
This leads to a pretty fascinating question. What if we didn't just endure struggle when it found us, but what if we actively went looking for it? The story of an intense workout is a perfect way to look at this. It's all about shifting your perspective from seeing hard work as a punishment to understanding it as a profound privilege, a choice you get to make to build a stronger version of yourself.
You know that moment, right? In a workout when every single fiber in your body is just on fire? Your muscles are screaming, and that little voice in your head starts whispering, "Just stop. You don't have to do this." That's the whisper. But here's the move that changes the entire game. You reframe it. Instead of giving in, you say, "Thank you for this moment. Thank you for the ability to feel this, to push myself." And in an instant, it's not a burden anymore. It's a gift. You get to do this.
Our whole culture, it sells us this fantasy, a life with no friction, a life of just pure comfort. But that's a lie. A life without challenge is a life without growth. Meaning isn't found sitting on the couch, it's forged in the fire. Real peace, it's found by learning to navigate the chaos, not by pretending it doesn't exist. Let this one really sink in for a minute. When you choose voluntary hardship, at the gym, building a business, learning something new, that is not an act of self-punishment. It is the ultimate act of self-love. It's a declaration. You're saying that you believe so much in the person you're becoming that you're willing to do the hard work now to go meet them. So let's go back to our little paper boat. After fighting the current, getting itself unstuck, and literally building its own sail from its own body, it keeps on going. But it's not the same boat that got pushed into the river. Not at all. Now it carries the wisdom of its journey.
And then the most incredible thing happens. The river opens up into this vast harbor, and the little boat looks around and sees that it's filled with thousands of other boats. Canoes, huge ships, tiny rafts, every shape and size imaginable. And in that one moment, it has this profound realization. It was never alone. Its struggle wasn't some unique curse. It was a shared experience, a rite of passage.
Every single boat in that harbor had a story of taking a wrong turn, of getting stuck, of facing winds they couldn't possibly control. They all learned the same lessons, that setbacks are temporary, that the power to get unstuck is always inside you, and most importantly, that while you can't change the wind, you can always adjust your sails. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. The goal isn't to find some perfect, calm harbor and just drop anchor forever. The meaning, it's in the journey itself. The struggle, the adaptation, the resilience, that is the point. So whatever river you find yourself on, whatever storm you're facing, the only trick you ever need to know is this: just keep sailing.
So let me ask you something. What if today wasn't just another Tuesday? What if, right now, in this very moment, you could make one single decision that changes absolutely everything? I know, it sounds like a cliche, right? But it's a fundamental truth we almost always ignore. So let's get into the mental frameworks you need to make this the year you don't just start, but you finally follow through. This right here, this is the whole game. See, profound change isn't some destination that's miles and miles away. It's a door, and it's right in front of you. You are always one single conscious decision from pulling a lever that opens up a completely different reality. The answer you've been searching for? It's not out there somewhere. You've been walking right past it this whole time. And this is the trap, isn't it? It's the reason we stay stuck. We just don't treat today like a fresh start. We see it as the predictable sequel to yesterday's movie. You know, same characters, same boring plot, and you're pretty sure you already know the ending. We live our lives as if the story's already been written, completely forgetting that we're holding the pen. Okay, so let's really break this trap down. It's this powerful, invisible inertia that keeps us anchored to who we were instead of letting us launch toward who we could become. It's that nagging voice in our head that convinces us day after day that the future has to look just like the past. And here's the part that everybody misses. breaking free of that trap. It's not a passive thing. It doesn't just happen to you. You have to manually close the book on yesterday. It is a conscious, deliberate choice to take all the past mistakes, all the disappointments, squeeze out the lessons, and then shut that chapter for good. So once you've closed that book, you have to start rewriting your inner script. Now, this is the story we're constantly telling ourselves. You know, the one about who we are, what we're capable of, and what's even possible for us. And let's be honest, for a lot of us, that script is way overdue for a major rewrite. Just look at the difference here. It's kind of wild. On the left, when you're watching a movie, you're all in. You want to experience every emotion. You're totally captivated by the excitement. You'd never dream of fast-forwarding through the best scenes, right? But then, look at the right. In our own lives, we do exactly that. We're just rushing from one thing to the next, chased by ticking clocks and these imaginary social checkpoints, completely missing the actual experience. So who's making these rules? Who built this prison of ticking clocks and social checkpoints? Well, we did. It's all internal. And that's actually the good news, because it means you hold all the power to change it. You are the author. You get to rewrite the rules. You can write adventure, excitement, and real meaning back into your own life, starting right now. This quote, this really gets to the heart of it all. The quality of your life, the size and scope of your reality, it all just comes down to the limitations you choose to accept. Your world is literally defined by the walls you build around yourself. So the only real question is, are you ready to start knocking them down? And that brings us to an idea that's going to sound, well, completely backward at first. We are all hardwired to avoid difficulty, to run towards comfort. But what if the very challenges we spend our lives running away from are actually the solution we've been looking for all along? We have to reframe this whole concept. Adversity is not the thing that stops you, it's the thing that starts you. It is the catalyst. It's that external pressure that forces you to adapt, to evolve, to become more than you were. It's not the problem you face, it is the answer that makes you stronger. I mean, what a powerful way to think about it. Pain isn't just something you have to grit your teeth and endure. It's the nutrient. It's the essential ingredient that allows your potential to actually grow. Without that pressure, that struggle, the seed just stays a seed. Hardship is what forces it to crack open and break through the soil. Let's lock these principles in. First, start expecting turbulence. A calm sea is a rare gift, it's not the default setting. Second, and you have to drill this into your head, the challenge is the answer. Third, understand that your greatest moments, your biggest wins, will almost always come when your back is against the wall. And finally, never ever forget, you were built for this. You were built to endure. Okay, so if you're going to truly embrace adversity, it demands unconditional commitment. And this brings us to this incredible, powerful metaphor of burning the boats. It's about a mindset of absolute, unquestionable resolve. So how does this actually work? And it's simple, but it's not easy. First, you eliminate your lifelines. You get rid of Plan B and Plan C and all the other escape hatches. Second, you consciously, deliberately lock the door on your past and you throw away the key. And third, you create a world for yourself where moving forward is the only option. No retreat, no surrender. And something incredible happens when you do this. When you are truly stuck between that wall and your challenges, when turning back is completely off the table, you are forced to get creative. You're forced to become resourceful. You have to figure it out. And it's in that space, that crucible of no escape, that true innovation and real strength are born. And this is the bottom line. You simply cannot move towards some extraordinary future if you're keeping one foot safely planted in your past. That door back to comfort, back to mediocrity, it has to be sealed shut. There is no way forward as long as there is a way back. Period. No, burning the boats, that's a big, one-time decision. But the actual journey forward, that's built on something else entirely. It's not about a single heroic act. It's about a much quieter, but infinitely more powerful force: simple consistency. We've all been sold this myth, right? That success is the big, flashy, walk-off home run that changes the entire game in one instant. But the reality of true, lasting success, it looks a lot more like the image on the right. It's the daily grind. It's the quiet work. It's the slow accumulation of small, consistent victories, day after day. The real truth is that long-term success is nothing more than an accumulation of tiny wins, repeated over and over and over again. It's about showing up, especially when you don't feel like it. It's about mastering the mundane. These boring daily actions, that's what puts you in a position to win when it really matters. And it all starts with one. Just one. One decision to begin. One choice to show up today. One single moment where you identify the one small thing you can do right now to build a little momentum. It's not about solving the whole puzzle at once. It's just about placing that first piece. So remember this, your past does not get to define you. The future is not set in stone. Every single sunrise hands you a blank page. This is your story to write. And the only question left to answer is, who's holding the pen?
There is a reserve of energy and power inside of you, a potential that you've been carefully saving for just the right moment. But what if that moment never comes? Well, today, that all changes. Today, we're gonna unlock it.
So let me ask you a question, and I need you to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you giving everything you have? And no, I don't just mean trying hard or giving a lot. I mean everything. Are you ending your day every single day with the tank completely empty?
You know, to really get what I'm talking about, we have to look at a story. This is the story of Chip Wilson. Yep, the guy who founded Lululemon. And his experience, well, it perfectly illustrates this default setting we all seem to have. This tendency to hold back, to conserve, to save the very best parts of ourselves for a final lap that, let's be honest, never really arrives. So picture this. The standard strategy for his 100-meter swim race was always the same. Hold back. You save your energy, you pace yourself, and then only at the very, very end do you unleash everything you've got. It's the cautious approach, and it's how most of us live our lives, right? Tackling our goals, our projects, we're always pacing ourselves for later. But then, right before one of his meets, his dad calls him up with this completely radical idea. A total shift in perspective. He said, "Chip, forget the 100 meters. I want you to pretend this is only a 25-meter race, one lap. Go all out like a bat out of hell. Save nothing." It was basically a command to stop waiting for later and just embrace the absolute power of now. So, what happened? Chip, who by his own admission was kind of a mediocre swimmer back then, he actually listened. He went all out right from the start. And the result? Oh, it was incredible. He didn't just win, he shattered the Canadian record by 7 seconds. 7. That number represents this colossal leap forward, not because the race itself changed, but because his entire perspective did.
And his story just illustrates this critical point so perfectly. We are leaving so much of our potential just sitting on the table. We all have that little voice of fear whispering in our ear, "Hey, what if you get tired later? You better save some." So we hold back, we wait for that perfect future moment, and more often than not, the race is over before we ever even get to empty the tank.
So how do we start to tap into this reserve? Well, Chip's story, it shows us the way. He stopped playing the role of the strategic swimmer and just unleashed his raw, unfiltered potential. And that's where it starts for all of us. It starts by breaking free from the fear that holds us back and just embracing our authentic selves, completely and unapologetically. We all face this fundamental choice, really. Do you offer up this diluted half version of yourself, just hoping for some broad, general acceptance? Or do you offer your full, unfiltered self, knowing that you'll connect deeply with the right people? One of those paths leads to a life of restriction. The other one leads to freedom. This is the core truth you've got to get. You weren't put here to be for everyone. And that is more than okay. In fact, that's your power. Your job isn't to try and manufacture a reaction from people. Your job is to be so completely yourself that you naturally attract the people who belong in your world. That's where real, meaningful connection happens. Okay, so being authentic, that's one half of the equation. But the other half is creating this space for that authenticity to even thrive. Just think about Chip again. To go all out, what did he have to do first? He had to remove the complicated strategy of holding back. See, real power doesn't come from adding more things to your life. It comes from ruthlessly cutting away everything that doesn't belong. There's a process for this, and it's not complicated. First, you start by asking a really simple but powerful question. What truly matters? Get clear on that. Next, you identify all the excess baggage, every task, every obligation, every negative thought that gets in the way of that mission. And then you have to be brave enough to just cut it away. Liberate yourself. This is a really profound way to reframe that feeling of being overwhelmed. If your life feels chaotic and confusing, it probably doesn't mean you're lacking the right things. It suggests you just haven't stripped away all the wrong things yet. The answers you're looking for, they're already there. They're just buried under mountains of stuff you don't actually need. So authenticity and simplicity, they create the foundation. But what ignites the engine? What's the actual trigger that sets all this incredible potential into motion? It comes down to one thing: courage. Here's the crucial point. When you finally take that one courageous step towards what truly matters to you, it's like you're sending out a signal to the universe, a vibration. You commit, you go all in, and you'll find that life, it starts to respond. The right people appear, the resources you need materialize, a path starts to get paved where there was nothing before. And you know what this is for you? Deep down, everyone listening knows. Is that thing your soul has been telling you to do. Maybe it's starting something new, or maybe it's finally stopping something old. Whatever it is, that one courageous act, that's your starting line. That is the beginning of everything you've been waiting for. Now, as we bring all of this together, we arrive at this final, really powerful understanding. The path to unlocking your potential, it isn't linear. It's not intuitive. It actually operates on a paradox, a set of truths that seem to contradict each other, but actually hold the keys to all growth. This right here, this reveals the hidden machinery of growth. We think of these things as opposites, but they're really partners. It's the discipline of showing up every single day that actually creates the freedom to live on your own terms. It's the chaos of stepping into the unknown that forges order and fulfillment in your life. And this is the ultimate takeaway. Your struggles, your discomfort, your low points, they are not obstacles to your growth. They are the essential ingredients. It is because of the fight, not in spite of it, that you will emerge stronger, clearer, and more powerful than you ever imagined was possible. So I'll leave you with this, knowing that your potential is just waiting there, that your authenticity is your power, that courage is the trigger, and that struggle is actually the path. What will you choose to do with it? Right now, what signal are you going to send to the world? What will your unique vibration be?